the notification.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive?
Hello.
Hello.
I just literally I was like watching the countdown go down. I was like,
Yeah.
I was up a burp. I was like, get out, get out.
I'm never ready. I watch it and then I'm just never ready for it.
Yeah, we just sit there like, oh, that's good. All right, turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live stream on a Sunday this time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was going to do Friday, but busy. So.
Yeah. Well, you in that time, I had to go and sit down and quickly do my Hangout video because you let me down.
I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Adam, hello.
Hello, Adam. Hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
Right, so I'll show you what I just got up
Go on in.
on here. Because you said about Predator Mandalorian.
Yeah, so we was just talking about customs before we went to.
So, like that, look at that.
Yeah, it's too much for me.
I know what you're thinking of, that sort of dab, but with like the dreadlocks coming out.
Yeah, just very sort of minute, but female-based predator. A bit.
Oh, yeah, of course it
if you
is. Like that.
Well, that looks like a male still. No, I think I can't remember her name, but the actual. If you ever read the Predator, Alien vs Predator, there was a human female, and she got adopted by the Predators. And what she kind of wore is kind of what I was kind of sort of thinking. So it's just kind of like the lacy fishnet full body stocking sort of style, and then just bits of the Mando armor on, and then obviously a Mandalorian helmet with the dreadlocks coming out the back. But,
yeah. There's a figure in there with dreadlocks that you could use. I don't know who it is, so.
yeah, well, actually, I've got a Predator that is a very old NECA, which I would probably use if I did it, because I've got an updated version of that Predator, but in the newer ways. Because the old ones, they're like the legs were just like static, really long legs, but they didn't even bend their knees or anything. They just kind of.
Oh yeah, I know. There's loads of Predators. They've done loads now, haven't they? NECA and stuff like that.
No, I've got one. But that's what kind of, for me, it's kind of all I need.
I haven't got Predator. I've only got the aliens.
Tut. Yeah.
I just think they look cool as figures.
Yeah, and
It's thing with NECA though.
because of the size and the aliens, the size of them, they kind of differentiate, don't they, through the different films anyway, the sort of sizes.
You can have them against all sorts as well. Like,
Yeah, so we've done them plenty of times, haven't we? Versus each other on our pictures and whatnot.
yeah, I did Venom. I've done them against Venom. But that's the only thing with NECA though. It's like, you get the quality, but you don't get the
Articulation.
articulation. No.
Yeah, it's there, but it's not utilised. So the arm will only go up to about that much, rather than
Oh yeah, it's like single joint.
yeah,
A lot of it is single joint.
with a lot in the way. So
I don't think there's a single ball joint on NECA.
no.
It's all the same. NECA
Nick
posted.
posted, I actually saw it on the Foosh. I was watching him the other week, and he was showing off the posters and stuff of it all. Yeah, the only one I would be really interested in getting, I used to have the Predators when I was a kid, like the Kenner line, and I just thought it was like a black skinned Predator, and he had all this sort of like gold armor and stuff on him. It was pretty cool.
They've got loads though. NECA have so many different lines, don't they?
They do.
Like all the horror lines and stuff like that.
Horror
Oh,
films, yeah, Turtles.
Turtles, the boys. I mean, I still haven't fixed my Starlight figure. I don't even know where her feet have gone.
Footloose.
But yeah, Homelander's good.
News. Yeah. Has anyone bought anything this week? What has you got?
I only got Storm Shadow and Spirit.
Spirit. Have you watched any old G.I. Joes?
I've seen them before when I was a kid, but I'll probably rewatch them.
Yeah.
Get ideas.
Hasbro, they do it live 24/7 on YouTube.
Do they?
Yeah. I just sit there watching it most of the time. Sometimes I just chuck it on. Sometimes it's one episode that I've already seen, but another time, yeah. I was watching one the other day and it had Spirit and Storm Shadow in it, and they were like fighting and helping each other, as they sort of always do.
NECA Flash Gordon line.
Yeah.
Is that the one I showed you?
Don't think so. Don't know. Is that Flash Gordon or Defenders of the Earth? Because if it's Defenders
That's what I was
of the
thinking,
Earth,
yeah.
with the Phantom and well, it was Ming, but there was a few other people in the Defenders of the Earth as well. Because I enjoyed Flash Gordon then. The other Flash Gordon, like the 70s sort of stuff, I was never with Brian Blessed as like a Hawkman.
Brian Blessed. What is he in it?
Yeah, it was basically
God.
yeah. He was just like he had these massive hawk wings and he was like flying around. It was a bit strange.
He is a strange
yeah, brilliant. I used that cartoon. I loved it as well when I was a kid. Can't really tell you what it was about though. I think they were stuck on an island. Remember there was the Phantom and maybe his daughter with him or something.
This is a thing like this is well out.
Zartana, the magical woman that was in it as well, which was a DC character. I can't remember.
I just had to look it up because it's that well out of my.
Yeah, you have to look it back because it's out of your.
I know who Flash Gordon is, but
yeah, the Phantom. He was the guy. It was a bit like Black Panther, really, but it was like I think it was like one of the original ever sort of superheroes. It was a really old type. I think it either had black and white striped pants or they were just pure black. But yeah, the purple out, and he had a ring as well. But I can't remember what it was all about.
all right. So I get mixed up Flash Gordon and He-Man, and that Master of the Universe is He-Man, isn't it?
We're just going to cancel this stream now. I can't do this.
I'm too. It went out of my like.
Yeah, but even still, I still know what things that are past and gone. Master of the Universe, yeah, it's He-Man.
I know that. Yeah,
it's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So the Masters are his mates in the franchise.
all right. Okay.
So he's not the Master.
Skeletor's the bad guy.
Huh?
Skeletor's the bad guy, isn't he?
That's it. And there's Flash Gordon, who's just basically like this American jock that's in space. And he goes against Ming the Merciless. Like,
I know. Yeah. All right.
I
know what he looks like.
But always has a goatee type.
All right. Okay.
Baddie.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we've cleared that up. I was getting muddled up there.
I just can't see how you can get Flash Gordon and He-Man muddled up. I can understand or something.
The lines. No, the line. So he said NECA Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, is that the Master of the Universe one? I was like, no, it's not the Master of the Universe one. Because I was getting confused there. All right, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Flash, Ming the Merciless, Loafer, Magic. Mad. I'm going to have to look at these ones now. Defenders of the Earth.
I didn't even know they had a new one coming out.
Well, it's not a new one, I don't think. I think it's just, that's where I'm getting. There was a magician guy in it, off where somebody was thinking it was female. Yeah.
Oh no, what's happening with NECA and Ninja Turtles? Because now Hasbro have some of the rights for it, don't they?
No, don't.
Oh.
Playmates.
No, with their Power Ranger stuff they've been doing.
Yeah, but that's only because of Boom Comics.
Yeah, but I'm wondering whether.
No.
I would like Hasbro to make them.
Yeah.
Because they'd be more articulate.
Yeah, but I think there would just be a certain style to them, wouldn't there?
Hmm.
There's never been a decent, what I call a decent turtle figure. Like some look nice, others look.
Oh yeah, they look good, but then they don't. They're just rubbish articulation.
Yeah. I was going to pick up. There was another franchise that picked up the turtles as well, but they were quite short actually. But they look bright coloured, and I'm sure it's.
Oh yeah,
they look like
they're
Roblox,
really
like the logo.
they're really expensive. Those ones.
No. These was about a tenner.
Oh, those ones. There is another line that do turtles, like figure wise, modern ones, but they're like well expensive.
Yeah, but I'm
Well, they've
still
got
waiting for that.
NECA have got an 8-inch Elton John figure. If you want that?
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, what from the movie?
No, their music line they do.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I've got the Iron Maiden one, haven't I? Yeah, they've got Elton John.
Are they?
Yeah.
You get him fighting other people. Speaking of going against, like, getting clawed by the aliens and stuff. Like, there's him just thinking like he's going into space. I'm the Rocket Man. Speaking of turtles, like, looks like McFarlane is jumping on the TMNT bandwagon now.
McFarlane, are they?
Are they? I've not seen any of those. So the next turtles that are going to be coming out are going to be like 7 inches tall, like Hulks compared to like the Marvel Legends.
Yeah, they're going to tower above everything.
Hmm.
It's the only thing with McFarlane, like you can't have Batman with any of them because he just towers above them.
Yeah, you got to kind of put him at the back a little bit.
Yeah,
You can have him in the background, but he's massive. But they're all massive, actually, though. So the only way I suppose you could do it is maybe get a head that looks similar and then customize a Marvel Legends figure to that kind of
it'd be hard though.
Size. Well, I suppose there might be ones out there with like the same gloves and stuff. Bit of kit bashing.
Black Panther body you could use.
Yeah, you could do. But it depends what Batman you want, though, innit?
Or a Mandalorian.
Yeah, just paint it.
Yeah, just paint it black.
Who's that? It's a Batman. Batmon.
Batdalorian, yeah.
Batmundle.
I do like the look of like McFarlane stuff, but it's just they feel really cheap.
Yeah, do you know what? My biggest thing about McFarlane is the hip joints. I hate seeing that ratchet look. And also, when putting them up on the shelf, I'm scared.
But they'll fall over.
Yeah, because they're like really tall legged, and then they've got like toe articulation as well.
Yeah.
And they all got massive capes. So you put
none of my
all mine are like this against the back wall, like that.
Yeah, none of mine stand. You have to like lean them on something, even with their stands that they come with.
So Jacob said there were some listings from McFarlane that leaked on the internet. Oh, okay. There is a new. Oh.
They started doing the Avatar ones now. I wonder how well they stand up.
Yeah, well, there is a new movie coming out, isn't there, of Turtles? But I think is it something from Seth Rogen?
Oh no.
Yeah.
That guy's irritating.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a film of that coming out. So.
I like the Warhammer stuff they've got coming out though. For is it McFarlane that are doing that?
Yeah, McFarlane did the Warhammer. Yeah. I haven't still picked up. I wouldn't mind a Galactic Marine, but
Space Marine.
or Space Marine.
Did you ever play the game, the Warhammer one on PlayStation? Space Marine.
I remember one that I was going to play, and I just never got around to it.
Space Marine's really good. It's got all the orcs and stuff on it.
Yeah. The only closest I got to that was having Space Crusade when I was a kid as a board game, which I never knew how to play, and I just thought it was cool.
I'd never played Warhammer like the actual game.
I had Hero Quest when I was a kid and Space Crusade, but nothing of the others.
Yeah, I'm not one for playing like those because it's sit down game, innit? One of those board game ones. I don't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I used to play it with my mum.
Warhammer,
No, we
Dungeons and
used to play Heroes,
Dragons.
but we made up our own rules. So she would roll the dice, and I would roll, and she would play as the baddies, I was playing the goodies, and whoever rolled the most dice would win the fight. It wasn't a TMNT TV series that Seth Rogen. Oh, maybe it is a TV series. Maybe so.
Let me look it up.
All I saw was some imagery of the turtles, and I wasn't really too stoked on it. I just hate when they keep making the turtles a bit more kind of kiddie looking.
Yeah, was it? I took Belle to that a Nickelodeon place in Lakeside, and I was like, "What the hell? What are they? Like, it doesn't even look like what the turtles used to look
Saying
like."
that though, when Nickelodeon actually purchased the turtles, and that first series that come out, it was really, really good. Really liked it. It was a really good TV series. It kind of had the original feeling of the original cartoon, which is nice.
Apparently, it's this year, August this year.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So it's a movie.
No, it's a TV series. One the other guys have said.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. Following it in the style of the TV series. What TV series? What, the old one?
I don't know. Maybe because it's a 2D cartoon or something. Maybe.
As long as he's not acting in it, he's just producing it.
Maybe. Yeah, I doubt if you do the voices for it. Be like,
tell you what, I didn't actually mind TMNT. You know the film they did a while back. It's like 2007 or.
I know which one you mean. The CGI one.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I thought that was
Yeah,
quite
it was
good.
alright. It was a bit moody, a bit like the old films.
Yeah, and even the ones they did with Megan Fox, I didn't mind.
2012 TMNT was really good. That 2003 series are my favourites. I don't think I watched that one.
2003 series is the one I was like grew up on.
Did you not watch the Power Ranger type one? It had like the fifth turtle in it. Was it Venus or something her name was?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk Bad Batch.
All right. What do you want? Do you want to give your opinion on the first three?
Okay.
Go on. I'll give mine.
So I think the first episode opened really well. I kind of like the background. I thought the actual animation looked 10 times better.
I think the animation looked better.
Yeah,
detailed. Isn't it?
I really liked. You've not really seen that before, where in one shot the transition between like the focusing of the background. Looking really rich and detailed. I thought it looked
bright,
really,
wasn't it? It was really colourful.
It was really nice. Omega obviously coming into it sort of first of all and looking like she kicks a lot of ass, which I thought, okay, we passed that first season. She's been with the guys now. She can hold her own a little bit older. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'll go along with that. I'd like her to be more of a. It's hard to believe in the first series because she sort of picks up with them, and when she goes off and does all these heroic things, and they're like, "You just come from a lab and you've never been out. You only just stepped foot in mud 2 weeks ago."
Yeah.
So now I kind of believe it because we don't know what she's been up to. We don't know the time difference between it. So it was an okay kind of transition, and then it went. Obviously, the first and second ones are pretty much the same kind of thing. We've got the clones, they're shooting back. It kind of annoys me that the Bad Batch still shoot stun.
Yeah.
And the others don't, but we know that the Bad Batch aren't going to die. So it's kind of like we know that they're going to miss anyway. And we know that the Bad Batch are going to hit the other guys, so they always use stun shots.
Yeah.
But then I don't understand why they always use stun shots, but then Wrecker comes along with a giant, enormous gun cannon and out into a spaceship, which blatantly kills the clone that's in it.
Yeah.
It's like, what
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like when they're shooting with stun, I'm like, why can't you just use
Yeah.
normal?
But I mean, when you start going down those sort of dynamics, it doesn't work. It didn't work with Finn, because Finn at the beginning was like, "Oh my god, you're killing these villagers for no reason." 2 hours later, he's rescuing a guy he don't even know and shooting up everyone that is known for his whole entire life and blowing up his home, and just going, "Yahoo! I'm out of here." And you're like, "What?" Like,
Yeah.
you just had lunch with Tim 2 seconds ago, and now you're shooting.
Like, bust his head off.
Yeah, like, I just, but as soon as you put in those sort of dynamics with a stormtrooper and stuff, it's kind of hard. So, but I enjoyed it, and then obviously Omega switched.
Yeah.
Omega went from from being sort of like well assured, then she went to season 1 of being really annoying. The show's about me. I need to go back because it's that and all that. And then they went back to the Trandoshan woman in that canteen. I was like, no, please don't come. Like, please don't this be your center hub anymore, because this is what really put me off.
Yeah.
And then obviously episode 3 is something that I really wanted from season 1. Just he's part of the Bad Batch. He's got his own story. Let's watch something from Crosshair's story side. We don't need these other filler episodes where they go off and rescue a little baby Rancor. Like, we just, if you can't think of an idea, go over to the other side and have something else. And it was pretty cool to see Cody and all that, but it just felt, before the episode started, even though there was a lot of cool scenes in it and Crosshair was really cool in it, it was already predictable.
Oh yeah.
It was just, I already know it's going to, I would have been more shocked if Cody was more like Crosshair and they started becoming really regimental, that this is the way the Empire's going.
I think it kicked off, like, I knew what it was going to be like the minute Crosshair or someone, I think it was the Admiral, that said Jedis were traitors, and it just switches to Cody, and you can see him thinking, I'm like, we know what's going to happen now, then, don't we?
Yeah. It was just that little bit too predictable for me. Even though it's probably one of the better episodes that's happened.
Oh yeah.
It was just still kind of a bit like. It was kind of like, if you got a kitten and they come up to you for the first time and they're like, and you're like, oh, it's so nice. That was like Clone Wars, and now that same cat has come along and it's a lot more mature. It looks really old now, and it's still trying the same tricks that the kitten did before. And it was just like, no, go away. I'm just not interested no more. You're not a kitten no more. And that's what this Bad Batch episode felt. It felt so hard trying to get at that Clone Wars nostalgia, and I just a bit like, I'm still not there.
The problem is with the Clone Wars, there was a lot more, and I think I've said it before, like, Clone Wars could be anything. You could focus on anyone in that era.
Yeah.
But because you've called a show The Bad Batch, it has to be based on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to see anyone new all the time. It's just going to be quick flitting about. And I think the thing with the Cody coming back, it opened up a lot of plot holes for Rebels, for one, because you've got Rex, Wolf, and Gregor, and no Cody.
Yeah, but saying that, but Cody could have gone off with another detachment, or we don't know that he's going to get a Rex. He could be doing something.
It's just weird, though.
Yeah, I get that.
Because he knows Rex is alive. So, because Crosshair told him. So,
but then Cody.
And Crosshair confuses me a bit as well. Because one minute he's thinking he hates the Empire, and then next minute he's all up for it. Do you know what I mean?
I think the thing with Crosshair, I think he's the centre of confliction. Everyone else shows that confliction, but with him, he has that confliction. His brother's left him, but in his head, it's like, well, we've got to follow orders because that's all we know and all we do. So he does it, but even still, I think he still thinks like, this ain't right. And he's just like, it's like a cover up of covering his true feelings, as people do. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like we hide ourselves away of what our true feelings just to carry along with it. So so it's just call me Hen. Hello, Hen. For me, there's desertion of happened too soon. They could have shown him executing orders like always, with time, the effect on him, and remembering all he did, then making the decision. Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like it was just like, you know, what has he done in this other time? This is the first time they've ever done this type of mission.
Yeah.
And then gone, no, I ain't killing this person.
It's just all of a sudden, like, I don't know how many missions he went on before, but he's still a commander. So quite clearly, he's done a lot. So I just found it very strange. It only took a 20-minute episode for him to go, nah, because he shot at Obi-Wan. Do you know what I mean?
Just to go like, do you know what, guys? This really ain't for me.
Yeah. He shot at Obi-Wan, and I was just deciding that.
Yeah.
Unless he goes and finds Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that it's kind of like something that isn't Cody, and then episode 8. I'm hoping that there's not a lot of filler in this one, that they're really opening up a lot of content, because that's what it needs. It needs a lot of different story arcs and different content, because it's not like the Clone Wars, where the Clone Wars will go like, well, on this such and such day, there was this war going on over there, and it kind of went back and forth through the war. It didn't really always you could pick up an episode and it didn't necessarily have to be in progress order of the war, but with this one, it's always has to progress towards the Battle of Yavin. You know, it has to progress, or it has to go to Andor. It has to,
because you've got boxes to tick really for this, because it's already set out.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess Clone Wars, I mean, it was inevitable what was going to happen there, isn't it? Because between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, we know what the end is. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, there's a lot more to play with. As you said, like, you can do the Senators, you can do clones, Jedi, bounty hunters, Sith, you can do all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Bad Batch, you have to have one of them in it, otherwise you can't call it a Bad Batch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem, where they're, by calling it a Bad Batch, they're now stuck with them. What's this one? So it could have ended with him confronting Rex.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Jacob. It just sort of like, it was just like one of those episodes that I just put in there to like go, oh, okay, Cody's changing decisions. Like, it would be quite cool if we're seeing. I mean, obviously, we don't know the series. You know, it's going to be better. You know, I'm not going to be bashing it from what I've seen.
I liked the last episode. It was all right.
We know what Cody's already deserted, so we can comment on that. But for me, a cool one would be the Bad Batch with Rex coming up this hill, Crosshair, Cody coming up this hill, and then, you know, there's that crossover with Rex has worked with the Bad Batch before, Cody's worked about, and then they're there, and it's like who's right, who's wrong kind of mentality kind of thing, you know. So it could have gone to that part for Cody, you know, which would have been.
But we'll get another repaint out of it. So
yeah. Well, let's just hope it's like newer than the old Cody.
If it's newer, I'll get 2 and I'll paint one up.
Yeah, wonder if they put in with a movable helmet this time on a newer body.
You're having a laugh, yeah?
Well, they don't.
They'll do it like the ARC troopers. They'll do it just with the flesh underneath. And you have to it.
Paint it yourself.
Yeah.
But the other one's just got that horrible gummy legs, and that's the only thing I'm scared of. So it was awful.
Well, that, and it doesn't articulate at all.
Version was rushed. Great episode, though. I felt, it was a good episode. I that's what I wanted from Crosshair. I really liked Crosshair as a character in the first one. There just wasn't enough of him being an arse and being the Imperial side of it. You know, so
he is a cool character. I mean, his voice annoys me, but I think he's a cool character.
Yeah,
but the only thing is with him, like that whole chucking that coin and stuff and shooting, I'm like, really? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, but you got to think it is animation as well, so you're going to get part of that cartoony.
I know, but I just found that, like, come on.
It's playing that how good he is, isn't he? What's up, fellas? All right, Big Troy. So, what is one character that you would like to see in the Bad Batch that you haven't seen?
What, from anything?
From anything.
Maybe
more Baby Leia.
Yeah, she could be a good one. Or
just like a little baby, like sitting in the car.
Yeah. Or Baby Luke. I'd probably say one of the rebels would be quite good. Yeah. One of the rebels probably, like Kanan or something.
Yeah. One more Clone Wars Hondo.
Hondo would be a good one actually, yeah.
My one is she was
Cal Kestis.
Yeah. No, my one is she had a big role in the Clone Wars, and then she had this huge role. She changed lines and went as a bounty hunter, and then we heard nothing of her.
Asajj Ventress.
Yeah. But I really liked the character. Then she went as a bounty hunter. So I'm kind of really hoping that she does make an appearance in here. And obviously, there's something there that needs to has to be explored as well. Because I read that she in the Legends sort of thing, she died. I think she saved.
Yeah, but that's Legends, though, isn't it?
Stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I mean. They can retcon it and whatnot. But yeah,
Asajj Ventress would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, like Asajj Ventress as a bounty hunter with. I mean, I'm guessing old Fennec were up here again in this. That's for sure. Maybe Boba Fett. He might appear.
We can, yeah. I was trying to think. Wait, when's the time period here? No.
Yeah.
We can, yeah.
Yeah. Did I?
He'd be young as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Did Ara Singh die, or did she die in Clone Wars?
No, she didn't die. I don't think she did anyway.
No, I mean Bosk can come back, and some of the bounty hunters and whatnot.
That's what I mean, like, because they're still being hunted, aren't they, by bounty hunters? Are they?
I guess so. Well, no, they're dead, didn't they?
Huh?
They just.
They reckon they're dead. Yeah.
They just realise that they're not.
So there'll be bounty hunters back then.
Yeah, and obviously, I can't remember what I was going to say now. Isn't Ventress dead? But the books on Lucas already proved they don't care. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think she died in the books, but obviously, everything has been retconned.
Yeah, that was when she was on a mission with Ross, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because there was like a love interest and all this sort of stuff. But I'm hoping they bring her back on that. I was seeing mentioned being killed by Woody Harrelson in Solo, I believe. Yeah, I remember actually saying that. So you never know. He might even turn up in the Bad Batch.
Yeah, so I've just looked it up. Aura Singh. Singh's bounty hunter career, however, ultimately came to an end with her death at the hands of Tobias Beckett. Cad Bane.
Yeah, he was in the first one, though, wasn't he?
Oh, he was in it. Yeah, he was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to just put characters in it for the sake of putting them in it, though.
Yeah, I want ones in it that we can actually go, oh my god, like they're still there, like Asajj. One episode where she comes in as a bounty hunter, we see a little bit of her, she was kind of like redeemed in a way, wasn't she? She was sort of like, she was quite betrayed by Count Dooku, and the Night Sisters were getting like.
One thing she could turn up in is Ahsoka. Because she had quite a rivalry with her.
I would love a
Ahsoka.
Like real life of Ventress, like as an actress playing her.
course you would.
No, but I think she's just a really cool character. As long as she's done really well, like the presence that she sort of has as well is pretty cool.
Yeah, more. Yeah, I'll click it.
You could do that.
I'd like to see something more fleshed out with Crimson Dawn, Mole and Foss's crew. Proper crime. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we saw him in Solo, didn't we? And then nothing else after that.
Yeah.
So I reckon he could come back.
Well, that's what I think like I mean, I don't know if you ever read Shadows of the Empire and all that, but yeah, like is it the Red Sun or is that the Crimson Sun or
Crimson Dawn? Yeah.
Yeah, and that he had like that sort of syndicate there, and just having those sort of characters. Maybe Bad Batch might go down that route, you know, rather than being, you know, it'd be quite. I know, like Andor, everyone's out there going, "Oh, Andor's been this," but it would be quite cool to have that kind of part explored with Maul, where he was the crime syndicate part and all this other areas, rather than sort of like here we are slowly progressing to the Battle of Yavin with the rise of the rebellion. You know,
that's what I mean. Like, because Maul's currently just sitting on a throne in Mandalore doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well have him in it. I mean, I reckon you could have. I think they'd do that something like that with Sabine, though.
Maul ran away, didn't he? He lost Mandalore.
Yeah, but he's still part of a crime. He's all right, sitting on a throne in a crime syndicate.
Yeah.
So, but then nothing else happened, and it's like they left it open on Solo, didn't they, for that? And then nothing else after it. I mean, he looked a bit overweight on Solo. I must say.
Well, he's aged like what 20 odd years, isn't he? Since then.
Yeah.
So when he comes around, it's like, can he still perform a butterfly kick? No.
Yeah, he's just walking. He's just like being wheeled around on one of those chairs.
He's just like wheeled in.
Yeah. He has one of those floating chairs like Yoda.
Yeah. So yeah. There's lots of I mean, I think where we're having Andor, we was having Rogue. You know, there's a lot of Rebel stuff coming out, and it's that sort of side of it. It's like we don't need it. You know, we can have some like Jedi's where they kind of gone off the grid, and they are working for like the Syndicate or still doing slow like investigations below the thing. So they're like off Jedi's still about, which I would imagine Voss doing. You know, still working underneath, like really covered up and learning just other bits of the world. You know, but you can still have lightsabers and you still have like space fights and space pirates and all that sort of side. But yeah,
I think it's like they're getting so many different. It's like the Marvel stuff they did, but like they're getting so many different timelines and characters together, and then I'm hoping they'll merge it at some point. It'll come together. Whether they do it or not, I don't know. But I think what they're doing with Marvel should be like the way they should go. But whether they do that, but it would be good though, having like some of those old characters come back that they just left. I mean, at the end of the Clone Wars, like Maul's story ended, Ahsoka's ended, and all that. Everyone's story just ended.
Yeah.
So just carry it on because they're not dead. So you might as well just keep going.
Well, it's even like Rebels, though, isn't it? Like Ezra, all those other characters that we sort of got to know.
I reckon Ahsoka will hopefully will shed some light on. Yeah, shed some light on Ezra. Just disappeared, you know.
Yeah, I'm just hoping. I mean, what I was reading about Ahsoka, where she was like going into this sort of like the world beyond worlds.
Yeah,
which is like straight away for me broke Star Wars. Like, kind of just sort of like I know it happened, but it hasn't really been retouched, so I can kind of like put it in a little matchbox.
You know what's going to happen? She's going to go there and try and go back and in time and stop Anakin doing what he's doing.
And the last episode, it would be like She-Hulk, and you see like George Lucas signing a deal to Disney, and she just goes, "Yeah," like, cuts off his hands. So like, ah.
Do you know what? You say that, but there's nothing stopping them, and that's the scary thing.
Yeah.
Just, he turns up, and it was all a dream. Oh.
Yeah.
Vader was just a dream.
Like office, and there's like Kathleen Kennedy there. I've got this idea about this young girl who's on this desert planet. Just like, goes it, cuts out, and have to like redo the prequels, like as if it never happened. Get Harrison Ford back in, de-age him slightly a little bit more, so he's like back to then, But yeah, I don't know.
That's quite funny. It's like, but finish like they could do that, and that's a scary thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, when's that coming out? It's in.
That's this year, isn't it? I think later this year.
Yeah, because you've got Mandalorian in April time, haven't you? Or
Yeah.
March, April time.
Yeah, I don't think they're retcon it, because obviously they're looking at the cloning part with Snoke. Because wasn't Snoke in Mandalorian season 2? He looked like he was in that chamber thing. It kind of looked like Snoke.
I have no idea.
What?
Can't remember that far back.
It was the episode when they was getting chased by speeder bikes and stuff, like when they went into that Imperial place. It wouldn't make sense for her to try and stop Anakin. She was the one to convince Ezra not to rescue Kanan. I don't know.
Yeah, but then it would just be pointless because she ain't going to win.
Yeah. I just hope it's not like, like the old storyteller sort of like episodes. She was like, this week we're looking back at this hourglass, and what would have happened if I was in his and I went back to see Anakin, and it goes, does that, and it comes back, and I go, see, it wouldn't have worked.
See, like what if, innit?
Yeah. I feel like we haven't had a good Hutt story in forever. Brilliant entrance to these no new ones in Book of Boba Fett, but went nowhere and fell flat on its face. It did, like, just that crime syndicate thing. Maybe that might go with Boba Fett, but again,
no, we had a good one.
The crime syndicate is before
Clone Wars movie. The Clone Wars movie, that was a good Hutt story, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, the first one with the small Hutt.
Yeah. Because nothing happened to that.
No. I see it.
Whether that small Hutt became a Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, what happened? I mean, did Jabba the Hutt forget that his son got returned, and he's just sat there watching his like babes, and he's like,
yeah,
oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's still in the temple. He's still in the palace.
Yeah, he's still in there. Like, it's just like,
where's the one
Boba Fett goes downstairs, and he's just like, what the hell? He's like,
just slobbing out playing Fortnite.
Yeah. Did Zero the Hutt die?
Yeah, Zero got shot, didn't she, by Cad Bane, I think.
What happened to Small? Who knows? What happened to baby Jabba the Hutt? That Zero, when it first come on the screen.
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, it was, like, it was a typical, what was that? Animaniac.
Southern American.
Kind of cartoons like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Like, no.
That typical kind of like American.
Cartoony voice.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so sexy. It's awful.
That's quite a good impression.
For me, the Clone Wars is the worst Star Wars thing I've ever sat through.
No.
The Clone Wars movie.
No.
Are you forgetting Last Jedi, or have you just like cancelled?
Yeah, you're forgetting like the sequels. Yeah.
Or even worse than the holiday special, or the Ewok movie.
And that's not even on Disney Plus, is it? They've got an Ewok series on Disney Plus.
No, the holiday special went on there. I'm sure it did.
Yeah, the holiday special is, but the Ewok.
Yeah, the Ewok movie's on there.
Is it?
Yeah. No, hot take. Right. Oh
What?
dear. Mind you, I mean, I can see where he's coming from with the Clone Wars. It was
It was all right. It's fine.
yeah. I mean, you can
It
see
opened up a bigger thing.
You know what? I watched the movie. I ain't watching the series. It was like, I can see why people would think that, like, and they're missing out on the best Star Wars. I've not seen the holiday special. Do you watch? Oh well, there you go then.
Have you seen the sequels properly?
Yeah. You've not got to try not to fall asleep or like.
Yeah, have you seen like Leia being Superman, or is that just not happen?
Yeah.
No,
Do you know what the biggest thing for me was with the prequel stuff? You know, like the sequel.
The sequel stuff, yeah.
Yeah. The prequels. You know, like it's like baby Anakin, then Anakin as a teenager, and then Anakin as sort of like a young, an adult. Same with Luke. You know, there's like, is it like 2 years and then like another 2 years or 3 years or whatever. It was just the fact that it continued on, like the next episode of EastEnders for me was the next one. And there was no progression, yet I could understand if there was no progression. And then we see Rey again 2 years later and she can lift rocks. She can do that because like she's been away learning this stuff with Luke, you know, but it was literally like the day after, you know, and there's like this ship and like, we can't fly faster, you know.
And it's like, and you had Finn, who's just come out of like being a stormtrooper, facing off against a fully trained Sith / Jedi in a lightsaber fight and winning.
Yeah, well, to me, Finn was gearing up to be one of the main characters from the sequels. Because literally all the way through, I was like, well, he's going to be a Jedi. 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 You know, It would even make it clear for me. I think I've even said this before. When at the end, she buries the lightsaber, she stands up and that woman goes like, who are you? And she's actually standing next to Finn and he's got his own lightsaber. And it'll be like, we're Skywalkers because like they're the new Jedis to move forward. You know, because Finn, Rey all the way through was just known as Rey. She didn't know where she's come from. She never knew her family.
And we still don't know.
Neither did Finn. Finn was the number. He just got given his name 2 hours ago by some random dude that he just met.
And it's what I don't understand. It's like, I think John Boyega even touched on that, is why he doesn't want to work with Star Wars again, because he was expecting his character to go.
And he had more of a character arc than Rey, or they both had the same at the beginning. And if they progressed together,
he had a more interesting character.
Yeah. Compared to, But I just don't know.
But Rey just became a Jedi within a few days.
But then I think it's not necessarily the sequel's fault. It was like Rian Johnson, Disney, where they just wanted to rush it out. I mean, how can you not? Everything that was set up in Force Awakens, which to me I thought was quite a good movie. It was quite a good. I liked that more than I liked The Phantom Menace the first time watching it.
Phantom Menace is boring, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, do you know what? It's not that bad. You know, it's not. You know, I mean, for me, I didn't really like the prequels when I first watched them. I thought they was all awful. You know, like you have all this sort of like years of waiting.
This is what old school Star Wars fans are like.
You know, it comes out and it's like Phantom Menace come out and it's like, oh, this wasn't exactly exciting as much as Star Wars. Then the next one come out and it's all about the Attack of the Clone. What's this about? And it's like a fight in an arena. Then the third comes out, you know, and it's like Anakin falls to the dark side within minutes. And then there's this massive antagonist called Grievous that you never even heard of. And he's like in this movie and he's like, well, who's this guy? Like, so it's just, I don't know.
But the prequels became better after the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Because it covered a lot of it.
Yeah, elaborated on them more, you know, but which I think over the years it's kind of sort of digested into the Star Wars lore, you know. But I feel like the prequels, they just didn't know where they was doing with it. The sequels, they didn't know what they was doing with it, and they just kind of rushed out. And it was, as I always explain it, Abraham done the head. You know, you get the folded bit of paper, and then you give the other bit to someone else. They draw a body, and then it goes back, and they draw legs, and you open it up, and it's like, what have we designed? You know, like they didn't even look at what was before.
I prefer Finn starts Stormtrooper in service, and then Rey as the orphan picked up by Luke for the Jedi Order.
Just a bit of a background, just a bit of something there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she didn't really have anything, did she? Like, she just appeared, and then that was it.
But the whole point of it is like we didn't even get an inkling of what Rey was. There was always, it's like as if Disney didn't even know what she was until the last movie and thought, oh, this will tie it in a little bit. We make her the granddaughter of Palpatine.
Yeah, and then after all that, called herself Skywalker. But throughout the whole thing, they were saying
it'd be funny.
Doesn't matter what your name is.
Luke and Leia, you know, because like some of the slapstick from bloody humor in that sort of thing.
Yeah,
throwing it, and then they both stand there, Leia and Luke, looking at her all proud. She goes, "I'm a Palpatine." They're like,
just go back. Yeah. I think I didn't. The last film that they did, what was it called? Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
is that the last one?
Yeah.
It was okay, like Star Wars. It was okay.
It was like what they could do with what the mess they had. I think to me that was the best they could have done, just to do anything with it.
Yeah,
it wasn't great, but
if they was all like that, that would have been all right.
Yeah,
but the middle one, Last Jedi, was messed up, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what buggered up the next film. You know, everything that was put across from the first movie was dropped within the first 2 seconds of that movie.
And that's what happens when you have multiple directors working on.
Yeah, and multiple people with fingers in the pie thinking that they know better.
Yeah.
You know, and Kathleen Kennedy okayed this as well. Like, she sat there.
She knows nothing.
No.
All she wants is to get an agenda across, like,
the
political side of things. Yeah.
Well, maybe it doesn't have a gender. Maybe it's non-binary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an alien.
Yeah.
But
so to me, it's not a person. It's just like a religion, isn't it? It's like what they believe. It's an essence.
I think that's the thing with Disney. It's all political, isn't it? Disney, the whole of it. So slowly Finn see the bad side of the superiors and defect, while Rey is being constantly tempted by the dark side and eventually gets consumed by it. Or so you mean like sort of switch sides towards it? Yeah, because we saw that dark side, Rey.
They're responsible and they train for confrontation with her. Yeah. There's so many other stories that you could make to make it even better, but they just.
I haven't even got a Rey figure anymore. Mine's in 2 pieces.
I still got Rey. You know, the thing with me is sort of like as well. It's like they know what Star Wars is, and the first time we see Rey, she's in rags all the way through that movie. She don't change outfits. She don't. So there's like loads of different figures, loads of different Reys to purchase. And then the next movie, she's still in the same outfit all the way through. And then the third one, she's in a Rebel, and it still again looks like rags. Well, it's not a choice. She was an orphan on a desolate planet. That's why she was wearing rags. It's not like it was like a fashion choice. Oh, you like those brown stained trousers, don't you? So here's some more. Like, thank you. It's always what I wanted. You know, like look at Luke from the beginning of first film, and at the end of Yavin, he's wearing like his yellow jacket.
Jedi robes,
you know, they've given him some nice sort of outfit. Yeah, and then by the end of it, he's got his black outfit on. You know, but yeah, like they missed an opportunity on toys and other things there. Which, you know, so
yeah, I think it's just one of those. Oh, we've got the rights to Star Wars. Just push them out quick.
Yeah, but then they haven't. You know, like even Black Series are like, well, you know, they will get more money producing another Boba Fett color. They might as well do a red one next year than produce Poe Dameron from
I know.
Of the sequels.
Yeah.
We got here. Finn and Phil. Oh yeah, sorry, I read that one. Oh, I hate my laptop on this one a little bit. They also wasted Poe in the movies. I really liked him. Yeah. And he was like the cocky one. He was a cool one. He didn't even
He was the one that.
did they didn't even get together. So like the three most antagonist people didn't even get together in the first movie.
No. Episode 3 has. Oh, we've got. Episode 3, Bad Batch, has something I wish I want to mention, but I can't spoil it. Oh, we've just been talking about the whole thing anyway.
We spoiled the whole thing, so
That's kind of the point of the title. If you don't want to know about it, don't watch. Yeah, just say it.
Spoiler coming up.
Yeah. Well, it can't be one we haven't already said. What is that, every Wednesday, innit?
Yes. Yeah. And Willow's finished. Did you watch Willow?
Couldn't care less.
No.
I can't stand Warwick Davis.
Matt Martigan, is that you?
He's just brilliant actor. He just plays Warwick Davis.
He just plays himself.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. It was okay. Obviously, there's going to be a season 2. It was all right.
But he's finally getting.
He's got a career again, coming off the game shows.
Yeah, he's finally got the career he wanted. That he talks as if he had.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the spoiler, I guess.
Yeah, where's it gone?
The only sequel figure I have is Zori Bliss, only because my headcanon, she's the new smuggler partner for Hondo. To be honest, she was an amazing figure as well. Really nice figure. So I think
I don't have her.
Saying that, Zori Bliss is the only figure that I actually have out in my collection. All the rest of the prequel stuff is in the box.
Sequel stuff.
Sequel stuff.
All my sequel stuff's in the box.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, Rose. Rose is out.
What?
She's in my fodder box. So.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Right, should we end up there?
Yeah, we can end up. We'll finish it off there.
It's been tired today.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, when I come on live, I was just like, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll end up there.
Maybe it's not good for Sundays.
Yeah, we'll try and do like Friday.
We do try and do Fridays, you know.
We'll do Saturday next week, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Hope you all enjoyed. And see you next time.
All take care.
And goodbye.